Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is Laughin' Games here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. And we have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's gonna be none other than Caninana, a very good ZERG bot with expert late game control, taking on the top ZERG bot. So as you'd expect, these two have had some great games in the past, being the two top ZERG bots that there is. I don't think you can really contest that at all. And so we're going to see how they do against each other, as it has been a while since I've cast a Caninana game. Too long, dare I say. And then it's been much longer since I've cast these two against each other. And so, yeah, let's just wait and see as we're on Acropolis, the AI edition, of course. And so before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button and leave a comment down below saying, I think it was potatoes last time. You can say potatoes or let me know what your favorite vegetable is, or just say more bots, as that all helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Then, yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you want to get daily bot videos. I certainly enjoy doing them. Now we've got a slight difference in the opening between these bots. Caninana always goes for an early spawning pool, and then Eris always goes for the early hatchery for the most part. Now we are going to see how the game devolves from there. Eris is a bot that usually likes to get up to 3 hatcheries, that kind of thing, but in ZVZ that's not always an option. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how the aggression goes, that kind of thing. And there was one thing that I did want to touch on before this game really gets going. Anyway, so a lot of people in the comments ask, like, oh, it would be really cool to see 2v2 bots, that kind of thing. I certainly agree that would be something that would be cool to see, but it's never going to happen, I don't think, as all these bots are specifically programmed for 1v1. There is no environment for them to play 2v2, to my knowledge, as just the undertaking that it would be to try and get these bots to interact with each other would be huge, I imagine. And then, of course, all the bot authors would have to update their projects to support 2v2 when they're all very... It's already a lot of work to program bots to work in 1v1. 2v2 is just not something that would work, and it wouldn't just be plug and play, basically. So, yeah. I just figured I'd comment on that, as there's a lot of comments about that. Now, if you want to see a human play versus the bots, there's multiple videos of that on the channel of myself and even some other players playing versus the bot. Well, one other player has submitted replays that I've cast, Cognite. If you guys want to play versus the bots, the link is in the description for most of these videos. And now let's see. We've got a Roach Warren on the way for Eris. Meanwhile, Caninana has got a Roach Warren going up itself, so Roach is in a ZVZ in a bot match where they can have basically unlimited micro potential. Surprise, surprise. As we just kind of watch these queens shoot at overlords every now and then. Caninana's barely escaped there. Eris has still got it's just hanging out up here. We'll see if anything reveals it at some point. Meanwhile, scouting lings are going in non-stop across the map. Notably, Caninana has foregone speed. Eris has got speed, which is giving it maybe a nice little advantage in the scouting game, constantly running those in. But if the end goal is roaches, it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world. We've got an overlord popping out for Caninana that's going to send Eris's overlord wisely running away as it sees that it's no longer safe. And then we do have roaches on the way for Caninana. A little bit of a later third base than Eris. This definitely tracks for these two bots. Eris is a little bit greedier, whereas Caninana takes a slower, safer approach to macroing up. And then we do have an Evo chamber on the way for Eris. Meanwhile, Caninana getting up a layer, so going to have quicker tech. And then both these bots just macroing up. So far, no roaches at all have been made by Eris, which means that maybe Caninana can get aggressive, but I doubt that's going to be the case, as we do have 6 drones being produced. So once again, Caninana just playing it much safer than its opponent. Eris's overlord is wait, can I be safe up here? And then I think it must just be seeing the other Overlord just barely, and then it's like, wait, I'm not safe here. So constantly going back and forth as these bots are always moving their units independently. That is the wrong key. What's the one that I want? Nope, definitely not the back key. You'd think I'd be better at this by now. But anyway. I was just looking to pull up the APM screen there, which is, there's the minerals, there's the... I'm gonna put a sticky note on my PC, because I always forget which one this is. Anyway. APM. In the upper left. It's very high. All these units are being controlled independently. We have got slowlings chasing speedylings around the map. Tunneling claws. As these roaches are going to be able to burrow and retreat upon taking damage, which is a very powerful thing in these bot matches. As far as units lost go, it's 5 lings to 7 lings, pretty much all sacrificial scouts. We've got Caninana getting up a 4th base, Eris getting up a 4th base. Things are quite even. Eris does have a nice worker lead, but Caninana is still surging up, and if it's the defender's advantage could definitely overcome that. So it will come down to sort of fundamentals between these two bots, like which bot's more aggressive, which one can get more damage done, have better trades overall, and I really have no idea which way it's going to go. In a conventional game of Starcraft 2, you would definitely say, okay, things are looking better for Eris just by the numbers, and so that's the way I'm inclined to lean. Now, Caninana is, for example, going to have Tunneling Claws much sooner than Eris. Eris is yet to fire that up. Eris has got 1/1 on the way, though, whereas Caninana has just got +1 on the way. We've also got an Infestation Pit building for Caninana, and as we all know, Caninana is the Infester King as far as bots go. Neural Parasite researching is interesting. I'm not sure what unit would be Neural Parasited in a ZVZ, but I'm there for it. Meanwhile, we've got Spine Crawlers on the way for Caninana. I am curious. Caninana getting Neural Parasite in a ZVZ seems more like general infester behavior, because I really can't think of anything that it would drop Neural Parasite on, like, in a ZVZ at all. Like, there's really just not many use cases for it, so maybe it's not actually going to use that, so maybe it could forgo that in ZVZs, but who knows, maybe I'll be proved wrong. We've got roaches for Eris coming on in, attacking the 4th base of Caninana, and the red ZERG is really on the defensive as Eris has surged up massively in supply. Now, there is no tunneling clause for Eris yet. It's about 20 seconds away, so these roaches, they can burrow and they just stay underground, but then again, there's no overseers that have, well, there's overseers, but they're not in position for Caninana to reveal these roaches. There's one coming on in, so Eris immediately knows that it can no longer keep its roaches safe by burrowing them. At the same time, Caninana has lost its 4th base and is simply in some trouble as the 3rd is also having mining being denied, and all of the roaches for Eris are coming on in. So this is actually looking like it may just be a stomp by Eris, as Caninana is afraid to take this fight, and things are getting very bad for the red ZERG. It's down on upgrades, down on units. I mean, it got that Infestation Pit, but it's not amounting to anything. I was talking about whether Neural Parasite was going to be useful, but Caninana may just not be alive in the game in the next few minutes. It's now knocked down effectively to 2 bases. As there is another base down there, but it's not mining at all. Eris is pushing on in. Caninana is going to make a final stand, but the problem is Eris can just remax, replace all the units that it's losing, and yeah, Caninana is in a world of trouble. So not some epic ZVZ, it seems. Just Eris simply maxing out, being more greedy, and taking Caninana down in a fairly straightforward game, it would seem. The timing of the attack was very crisp. And Caninana just being down on supply, investing in more tech, not being as greedy. It is hard to argue against that Eris's approach is simply better when it comes to being more greedy. And yeah, when it's a race to maxing out, the bot that's more greedy is going to win. Caninana really has nothing going for it. It was investing in +1 melee, maybe for lings, but Eris is going to beat Caninana to infestors. It's got all the bases on the map. And all I can say is, wow, this is not how I expected this game to go. I expected Eris to have a supply advantage, but not really just to push across the map and win with it. So really well done by the blue Zerg, showing us that it's king, that there's not a lot of matchups that it fails in. We see so many overlords get hit by corrosive bowels, all knocked down to the red. And so this is going to be a bit of a shorter one, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead, click that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more bots. And then, yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And wow, yeah, a 10-minute game between these two. That is really, really well done by Eris. I didn't know. I downloaded this replay the other day, so I wasn't sure how long it was because I forgot. So I'm like, oh, it's probably like 15, 20 minutes or something. Nope, the game ended much, much shorter than that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys next time. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. Check out my new channel, which I'll link in the description. Thanks so much for watching.